This week, we're going to talk a little bit about staying connected, even though we're physically distant, and really taking care of each other during this time. You were mentioning to me, Ms. Curry, about how you're doing that with some of your family, even though you can't be with them right now. Can you tell me that story?
Sure. As we were talking about being close to each other and to your family in particular, I have my mother-in-law who is 86 and like to see people around her, but right now we can't visit her because, she's in the that top group that is um, uh, sensitive to the virus. And so we call her every other day and check in with her and have long conversations, very long conversations with her. And it's good that she's able to hear our voices and still be, stay connected um, with us and the rest of her family.
That's
Tomorrow she has her 87th birthday. So we have set up a Zoom call that we will all, from wherever we are around the world, will call her and we'll all sing happy birthday to her. So that's how we're handling it in this COVID environment.
That's so perfect. That's so great. Myself, I do a lot of similar. I've probably spent more time video messaging with my parents in the past couple of months than I have probably combined in the last number of years. And in some ways, it's been really great. Like you're saying, you're having these really long, in-depth conversations. We
Yes.
also know, though, that there are, you were mentioning vulnerable people and 87 years old, and we know that there's people out there who do need support during this time. And Bahamas Red Cross is doing a great job of keeping some of their programs going that support these people despite COVID-19. And one of those is your Meals on Wheels program. Can you speak to how that program continues to operate right now?
Yes, that program, very vital program for us, especially during this COVID-19 time in which persons are have been laid off or downsized and all the hotels, everything is closed, the businesses are closed, and so persons aren't working, and that is putting a toll on their pocketbook. And so for our Meals on Wheels program, and particularly those persons who are elderly, who are disabled, or who are not able to prepare a hot meal for themselves, we deliver that hot meal to them every day, Monday to Saturday, 6 days a week, that we deliver to them. And since COVID-19, we have found that there has been an increased number of persons calling, wanting to be on that program to have meals delivered to them. We're in a curfew situation, and so persons aren't supposed to be out on the streets, going here and there. And so, as an essential business entity, we are able to go and deliver meals to the persons who are most vulnerable in our community and in most in need. And so, since COVID, pre-COVID, we were at 155 meals a day. Post-COVID, we are now up to 467 meals a day, and it's increasing every day. We are getting calls for persons asking us to be placed on that program, and they're in need. They just don't have it. They don't know where they are going to get their next meal from, and so we add them to that program.
And I mean, as far as your team, how are they able to operate and how are they continuing to work within sort of the staying safe because of COVID-19?
Well, in the office, we are down to a reduced number of staff. Persons are working from home, those who can work from home. Those persons who need to be in the office, they're in the office, and we have a mask on rule that you need to be covered with your mask, and every desk has their hand sanitizers so that they are able to sanitize their hands. We're not so much meeting the public at this point in time. For our Meals on Wheels program, it's a call-in. So you call in, and then we do our assessments over the phone with you, and then we add you, and so we deliver the meals to you. We also have a parcel program, and that that program for persons who are able to cook for themselves, and they get a box of grocery items, inclusive of hygiene items and cleaning supplies. Those persons, we have caseworkers, and those caseworkers um, do the assessment over the phone and set an appointment for the persons to come in. And so it's not a long line of persons that would be at the building at a time, because we are always in observance of the social distancing, the 6 feet, and so on. So um, it has created some changes in the way that we operate. Our meetings are now virtual meetings, and so you don't get to see as many of your volunteers and your staff as you would typically see pre-COVID, but the operation is still continuing, and persons who are most in need are still being assisted.
That's really, really amazing to hear. And I mean, that's what we're really talking about on this program, right? About being in this together, where in this case, Bahamas Red Cross is looking after those who are vulnerable, but we also see within our communities, families taking care of each other, people looking out for each other's neighbors, and we're learning how to do it without being there face to face. So thank you so much for joining us and being able to fill us a little bit in on what Bahamas Red Cross is doing during this time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Angela. It's my pleasure to be here and to just talk to you about caring for others.
That's
Thank you.
great. And those of you who are watching, if you have any questions about what you've heard, if you have comments, ideas, if you are hearing misinformation or rumors and you want something clarified, in the boxes below, please don't hesitate to ask a question. We'll get on there and answer it for you. As we see questions come in, we can answer them in our shows. So reach out, talk to us, and remember, we are in this together. I'm Angela, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.